Viewers, today marks the 150 years anniversary of Vande Mataram, the national song penned by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, an immortal invocation to the motherland, to Bharat Maa. But instead of unity, the anniversary has reignited an old fracture. A section of Muslim critics has vetoed singing Vande Mataram, calling it un-Islamic. Let me give you an illustration of this. Muttahida Majlis-e-Ulema has issued a statement saying singing or reciting Vande Mataram is un-Islamic as it contains expressions of devotion that contradict the fundamental Islamic belief in the absolute oneness of Allah, Tawheed. Islam does not permit any act that involves worship or reverence directed to anyone or anything other than the Creator, unquote. Prime Minister Modi has hit back saying the mindset that divided the song in 1937 still divides the nation today. He said, and I quote, unfortunately in 1937, important stanzas of Vande Mataram, a part of its soul, was separated. The division of Vande Mataram also sowed the seeds of partition. Today's generation needs to know why this injustice was done with this Mahamantra of nation building. This divisive mindset is still a challenge for the country, unquote. Listen in, viewers.
आजादी की लड़ाई में वंदे मातरम की भावना ने पूरे राष्ट्र को प्रकाशित किया था, लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से 1937 में वंदे मातरम के महत्वपूर्ण पदों को उसकी आत्मा के एक हिस्से को अलग कर दिया गया था। वंदे मातरम को तोड़ दिया गया था, उसके टुकड़े किए गए थे। वंदे मातरम के इस विभाजन ने देश के विभाजन के बीज भी बो दिए थे। राष्ट्र निर्माण का ये महामंत्र, इसके साथ ये अन्याय क्यों हुआ, ये आज की पीढ़ी को भी जानना जरूरी है, क्योंकि वही विभाजनकारी सोच देश के लिए आज भी चुनौती बनी हुई है।
Whereas the Congress has hit back, accusing the Prime Minister and the extended Saffron Parivar or the Sangh Parivar of hypocrisy, saying that the Sangh refused to, let alone chant the national song, never even chanted the national anthem or raised the tricolour at their functions at the RSS headquarters. Viewers, the Congress believes that what it has done in the interest of promoting communal harmony. But viewers, when the Prime Minister says that this division of the song sowed the seeds of separatism, what is he referring to? What do the facts tell us? And on this show, I always bring to you the hard facts so you can get closer to the truth, viewers. The reference being made by the Prime Minister is to Nehru's Congress, which in 1937 bowed to Muhammad Ali Jinnah's veto and dropped stanzas of Vande Mataram. Many believe that this concession sowed the seeds of partition. Here's a short timeline. And in fact, viewers, in my own book, Modi in India, I have explored this. Under the chapter, they took the Hindu out of the Indian. In 1923, when Maulana Azad was party president of the Congress, Vande Mataram was sung, believe it or not, in full at all Congress events, especially when the working committee of the Congress sat. So there was never any redaction of any of the stanzas, and everybody under the presidentship of Maulana Azad sang this national song. At that time, of course, viewers, it was a hymn to the nation to encourage feelings of oneness in full. Jinnah's Muslim League then began opposing Vande Mataram to take Muslims out of the freedom struggle. Remember, the Muslim League was founded pretty much in the same year the RSS was founded. In 1937, bowing to Jinnah, Congress Working Committee under Nehru's presidentship decided to sing only the first two paragraphs of Vande Mataram. Yes, viewers, all the other paragraphs were dropped. In 1938, despite Nehru's concession, Jinnah wrote an article urging Muslims to not accept Vande Mataram in any form. As Bharat Mata, they said, viewers, can never be or can never replace the one true God. Their objection is that in free India, and this continues, viewers, and I said, and I cited to you the example of that Muslim group that went on to say to oppose singing Vande Mataram is essential because it, quote, salutes Mother India depicted as a goddess, unquote. 8 decades later, we seem trapped in the same debate. Can Bharat Mata still be saluted by all her children, or must faith override fraternity? Are those that oppose Vande Mataram guilty of perpetuating the idea of Muslim separatism seeded by Jinnah? How can Maa Bharati not be a Mata for all Indians? These are some elemental questions. Let me go straight across to one of India's original thinkers, Mr. Ram Madhav, who joins us. He, of course, is the head of the India Forum and a long-time serving member of the RSS, who also, of course, an office holder and continues to be someone very involved in the BJP. The national executive member, no less, viewers. Mr. Ram Madhav, just set the context for us. The Prime Minister has suggested that certain forces inimical to the Indian concept of secularism decided to oppose Vande Mataram and then split it into acceptable stanzas and unacceptable ones, basically because they wanted to appease. That context, and the second part of my question would obviously be a response to the Congress charge.
The tragedy, Rahul, is that 150 years after the song first saw the light, it was in 1875 in October, the song first saw the light when it was published as part of the Anandmat novel. And 100 years after, the then Muslim League, the separatist element within India's independence movement, communal element in India's independence movement, invoked this false bogey of Muslim grievance against Vande Mataram. Unfortunate is today also, the Muslim groups in India, some groups, I'm not blaming all the Muslim groups, because today I saw in Jammu and Kashmir, in some other places, many Muslim students, Muslim institutions came forward to sing Vande Mataram with pride and with respect and devotion. But there are mullahs and maulvis in this country who are still raising the same rhetoric that was raised in 1923. You very rightly said, but between 1905 and 1923, in every All India Congress Committee meeting, Vande Mataram used to be sung. And all these Muslim leaders of Muslim League, including Ali brothers and everybody, they used to rise for that song along with the Hindu leaders like Gandhi ji and others. But suddenly, in 1923, it was Maulana Muhammad Ali, not Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Maulana Muhammad Ali, one of the brothers of one of the Ali brothers, he raised this objection that it is against Islam, against our beliefs, etc., etc. It was purely a political bogey used at that time to put pressure on the Congress leadership to bargain more. The tragedy is Congress succumbed to those bargains. Congress went on giving concessions to the separatist elements. As Prime Minister pointed out, in 1937, it finally agreed to, to chop off the major part of Vande Mataram. The Vande Mataram that we know today, those two stanzas, are only 1/3 of the full song. That original song was chopped off. What Prime Minister said is partitioned in 1937. 10 years later, the whole country was partitioned. The classic example of how the Congress wrong policies of appeasing this separatist Muslim leadership. One of the victims was Vande Mataram, but there were several other things also. And the result was, of course, the national song was partitioned, but ultimately we faced country's partition also. I'm so surprised that Congress party, instead of standing up with the leaders like Gandhi and others, today standing up with these very Muslim leaders who refuse to sing Vande Mataram. In 1939, Mahatma Gandhi writes in Harijan that I am so pained, so distressed that a song that I learnt in my childhood, which motivated me, inspired me, I never saw it as any Hindu song or a religious song. I always saw it as my utmost devotion to my country. And today that is made into a communal issue. I'm so shocked. This is what Gandhi wrote. Instead of taking that Gandhi's line, these leaders are towing the Nehruvian line, which is of succumbing to separatist forces, succumbing to these Islamist political elements. They are the ones who have to answer for what all happened in those 20 years leading to India's partition, how they compromised before the separatist forces, and even today, how they are indirectly supporting those forces.
So, Mr. Ram Madhav, the response from the Congress is also equally political, and they are saying that, look, don't preach to us nationalism and so on and so forth. The RSS itself never sang the Vande Mataram or even the national anthem at its own headquarters or even raised the tricolour till much after independence. How do you respond to that?
First of all, if there is any one organization that kept Vande Mataram, the full song of Vande Mataram, alive to this day, it is the RSS, Rahul. You ask any congressman if he has the full text of Vande Mataram available with him. Whereas you see in every RSS school, the Vande Mataram is sung in full. I mean, I'm talking about that full 6-stanza song. Millions and millions of children have learnt the full song with pride. We are the ones who upheld Vande Mataram. We always respected national symbols. We always stood for national honor. We always, in our institutions, in our schools, everywhere, whichever institutions we ran, we always hoisted national flag. This allegation against us that we have not done it in some house or somewhere is totally false. In all our institutions, we always upheld the respect and honor of our national symbols. In fact, it is RSS which made Vande Mataram, the full Vande Mataram, popular. It is RSS which made Bharat Mata Ki Jai popular. It is RSS contribution which has created that kind of an invigorating kind of sense of patriotism in the country.
So, Mr. Ram Madhav stands as if the Prime Minister is so pained as he has expressed today, why shouldn't the government then say or decree that, look, this particular song must be sung in its entirety?
True. The reason probably for the government, I'm saying probably because I can't speak for the government, but probably is in 1950 and 24th January, our constitution had recognized Vande Mataram as the national song of India. A status was accorded to Vande Mataram constitutionally on 24th January 1950. And that song, which was accorded that national song status, was only 2 stanzas. So for the government, probably technically speaking, it is those stanzas, 2 stanzas that constitute Vande Mataram. Frankly speaking, let us first of all start with that. Let all of us sing Vande Mataram together. Even on that, today I see some Muslim clerics issuing fatwa, some saying that no, it's against our religious sentiments. And Congress is unfortunately supporting it. Now, on 2 stanzas, let me tell you, 10 years before that, in 1937, October, Congress in its national meeting, national convention, declared full Vande Mataram song as national song of India. In 1950, Constitution did it. But Constitution did the partition, truncated part of it. But the full song was accepted as national song by the Congress in 1937. But do you know, Rahul, 1 month later, a committee was formed with Jawaharlal Nehru, Rabindranath Tagore and Subhash Chandra Bose. They together decided, no, let us give up. Let us only have the 2 stanzas because Muslim League is objecting. Now, they are the ones who played this kind of communal politics with Vande Mataram. Now, they are blaming all others.
Well, Mr. Ram Madhav, thank you for that perspective. Always engaging to hear from you, always well researched. Thank you very much. Viewers, let's open this up to the wider panel to have a wider conversation. Hindol Sengupta, author and historian, joins us. Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP. Atikur Rahman, an Islamic scholar. And Tariq Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Let's open this up and let's ask some fundamental questions Hindol Sen Gupta, the questions that are asked many occasions and the caveat that is adduced is that this is a Hindutva anthem, an ode to Hindu supremacy and revivalism. Even the first two paragraphs are that because they sing pains to Bharat Mata that is depicted as a goddess by certain aspects of our polity. How do you respond to this?
Sorry to say that these kind of toxic arguments have continued to divide our country. Actually, these are very strange opinions, Rahul. It is, let me tell you very clearly and honestly, if these kind of opinions were not given the oxygen by certain kind of ultra-radical left-leaning quote-unquote thinkers and intellectuals and forced down the gauntlet of everybody in our country using political power, these sort of opinions would die their natural death. But we have continued and continue even today to support this kind of nonsense which continues to toxify and vitiate our national atmosphere. I just want to, with your permission, read just one of the stanzas that we deleted. It says, Tumi vidya, Tumi dharmo, Tumi hridoy, Tumi mormo, Tavami prana shorire, Bahute Tumi ma shokti, hridoy Tumi ma bhakti, Tomare pratima gori mondire mondire. Saying that the divine force of the mother is in every nerve and sinew of her country, and in every temple of this country, the mother is worshipped. Now, if knowing our history, our geography, our sacred geography, our landscape, if we still think that this is too much for us to utter, then I'm afraid and I'm sorry to say there is no hope for our country. I repeat, Rahul, this is actually really a small section of people influenced by the toxic man Jinnah who say these things. These opinions would die a natural death if they are not supported by another group of equally toxic, if not more toxic, quote-unquote left-leaning intellectuals and with political power. You take that away, all of this will die a natural death. We are purposely continuing to push this and continuing to allow these opinions to fester in our country. And of course, geopolitically also it makes great sense. The more divided we are, the more we fight on these things. Everybody is happy. Nobody wants India to rise. So therefore, I really think we should cut away the oxygen and say very clearly that this entire song is ours. It is the fundamental basis of our nationhood. Young men of 18, 16 went to the gallows singing this song, fighting for their motherland. They had everything to lose and they gave up everything for their motherland. Anybody who's too ashamed or feels that this is a problem from them, frankly, should not be in India. End of story.
Okay. Very strong views, but founded again in fact, viewers. Let's open this up. Let me bring in Tariq Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Let me bring in Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP. Also, of course, Atikur Rahman, an Islamic scholar. Atikur Rahman Saab, are those that oppose Vande Mataram guilty of perpetuating the idea of Muslim separatism seeded by Jinnah? It's a simple, straightforward question. The Prime Minister has signaled that he endorses this.
Rahul, it is so obvious that the fight with Vande Mataram is with the hardline Islamist and the hardline Hindutva forces. Both are equally responsible to toe the line for their selfish ends. And I'm thankful to you that you quoted Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. And also, it is quite crystal clear in Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir also, Muslims are singing it. And we have, and for me, it is the best
No,
of
they're
the
only
best
singing,
tradition.
one second, Mr. Rahman, they're only singing the redacted version, just the first two paragraphs. That's the problem. The Prime Minister says the entire song, if you are devoted to the motherland, you will invoke it. You will invoke it. You will also invoke the other very important symbols that are like the symbol of Shakti, for example, which makes us, the country, an agency for all of us Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you just restrict it to 2 paragraphs?
Yeah, as you rightly questioned Mr. Ram Madhav, that why not officially the government of India
No, but that can't be.
adopted
No, hang on.
Bharati?
1 second. Let's take it step by step. Yes, I'll ask that question. I've already asked that question. But Atikur Rahman, would you be okay if tomorrow an amendment was moved to the Constitution saying that the entire song, 8 stanzas, should be sung?
That's why, I endorse your, inclusion of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. And I regard Maulana Abul Kalam Azad that when he was the president of the Congress and he was singing it, there shouldn't be any objection to any
Okay,
Muslim.
Atikur
Because he was
Rahman.
the foremost Muslim scholars.
All 8 stanzas should be sung. If they were good enough for Maulana Azad Sahab, they should be good enough for everybody else. Why draw a line at 2 paragraphs?
Is this for me, Rahul?
No, Mr. Khan.
Fine.
Sir, you heard the question.
Yes. No, please repeat. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Sir, the question was, as you heard Atikur Rahman Saab, that if it was okay for Maulana Azad Saab, a great son of India, to sing all the stanzas, all the paragraphs, the full Vande Mataram, why shouldn't it be acceptable to all Muslims?
When few of the stanza was deleted, in that committee, Bose was also there. Bose was also the member of that committee. Point number 1. Point number 2. Let me raise some few of the question. On 24th of January, national anthem Jan Gan Man adopted by our Samvidhan Sabha. Okay, majority were the Hindu members. It had been adopted by Samvidhan Sabha. You want to change it? You are in majority. There is no one to stop you. It's between why you are making a Hindu-Muslim conflict. Always something happened that become a Hindu-Muslim conflict. Why? You are in power. That was Jawaharlal Nehru who changed that. Now today you are in power. Change it. No Muslim.
Do you endorse?
No one is going to challenge you. Nobody is saying anything. Let me quote the judgment of Supreme Court in 1986. There was a judgment. Three Christian boys were suspended from the school because they didn't sing Jan Gan Man. Listen to me. In 1986, in historic verdict of these 3 children, Supreme Court says, what Supreme Court says, मैं हिंदी में पढ़ता हूं, राष्ट्र गाना अनिवार्य नहीं है, अगर कोई धार्मिक कारण से मना करे मगर सम्मान दिया जाना चाहिए. These are the words of Supreme Court in 1986. The case was Bijoy versus State of Kerala. Number 1. Number 2. In 2000, state government of Bihar has said that in school there would be mandatory Vande Mataram. Again, Supreme Court quoted 1986 judgment that at that time Supreme Court says that is not mandatory. National anthem not about national song. They have said in 1986 about national anthem. In 2018, Supreme Court says when in 2016 government mandated that in all cinema halls before starting any movie, national anthem is compulsory. In 2018, Supreme
Tariq Khan
Court
Saab,
also said it's not
we are not
compulsory.
talking about the anthem. We are talking about the national song, Vande Mataram.
I am also talking about Vande
My
Mataram.
question is this. Would you support any move by the government to bring in an amendment to say that the entire song, all 8 stanzas should be sung? And that the redacted version, I'm saying...
Let them...
I'm asking you to tell me, what is your stand on that?
Few of the stanza was deleted in 1937.
Do you support that?
Jawaharlal
Do
Nehru.
you support it? No, do you support it?
10 seconds. Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose and Maulana Azad, 4 members of that committee, which said that few of the stanzas should delete it. 3 of them were Hindu. 1 person was that in that committee, that was Maulana Azad. So in 1937, when few of the stanza was deleted, so
Mr.
majority
Khan,
was
the Prime
Hindu at
Minister
that time.
says,
Even today majorities are
the
Hindu.
Prime Minister says that was appeasement politics. It was wrong to make that concession because that paves the way for further fracturing. It is perpetuating the idea of Muslim separatism that was seeded by Jinnah. Should that now...
I just want a simple answer for BJP where they want to replace Vande Mataram with Jan Gan Man. If they want, they can move it. They
No,
can
I don't
move
think
it to
that's
the
the
Lok
question.
Sabha and
Pradeep
they can-
Bhandari, respond
Simple
please.
question.
Pradeep Bhandari, respond. You're making this a Hindu-Muslim issue when it is not.
Well, Rahul, first of all, the nation today bows down to Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay and Rabindranath Thakur ji. Rabindranath Thakur ji in 1896 in the Calcutta session of the Congress sang the entire Vande Mataram for the first time. So as per the logic of Abu Azmi and Shafiqur Rahman Burke, both of them have opposed the singing of Vande Mataram. In fact, Shafiqur Rahman Burke from the Samajwadi Party had walked out of the parliament. Do they believe that Rabindranath Thakur, Rabindranath Tagore was communal? In fact, let me tell you further, the session in which Rabindranath Thakur sang the Vande Mataram, it was presided by a congressman, Rayatullah Sahani. So a Muslim congressman presided over it. So what was the inflection point? The inflection point was 1937 Firozpur session of the Congress, which was presided by Jawaharlal Nehru, where Jawaharlal Nehru bowed down to Jinnah's appeasement politics, which sowed the seeds of partition. Because neither, whether it is the Hindus or the Muslims in Bengal, both of them used it as a rallying cry against partition of Bengal by the Britishers. Everybody sang it till Congress party started to succumb to Muslim League. The opposition to the entire Vande Mataram came from Sayyid Ali Imam, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. All of them belong to the Muslim League. The point here is not about Hindus and Muslims. The point here is about the Congress party under Nehru and Rahul Gandhi always catering to the fundamentalists in the Muslim community. Whether it is the Shahbano case where they had to stand with the constitutionalism and Muslim daughters, they stand with the radicals. Whether it is the Supreme Court speaking and making that instantaneous triple talaq was unconstitutional, the Congress party opposed it. So whether it is Nehru who got the Uniform Civil Code or Nehru who succumbed to the appeasers in 1937, why is it that the Gandhi Vadra family makes it Hindu Muslims? In fact, it is they supporting the soft separatists, supporting the radical fundamentalists, supporting the Sikhs of partition and saying it is Hindu Muslim. In fact, Hindus and Muslims both sang it. So do the opposition parties in principle agree that the entire Vande Mataram should be sang? Let's have it. I invite the Congress party, I challenge the Samajwadi party to have Akhilesh Yadav, Abu Azmi, Azam Khan together and decide a date. We will all sing the entire Vande Mataram together. We've recited the entire Vande Mataram today. Can the Samajwadi party and Congress do so?
Tariq Khan, respond. Straight question to you tonight. Procedure. Straight question. The one that I asked you evaded. BJP is now asking you that question. Will you support a move to legislate, to change, to amend the constitution, to legislate that the entire song should be sung? All stanzas.
Okay. Do they have any type of draft to bring those things in parliament in any
Will you
house?
Support it, sir?
Any type of bill?
Will you support it? Will you support it?
That would be decided. That would be decided by the party. But if they are doing politics, don't do
principle,
politics.
In principle, Mr. Khan, in principle, would you support it?
Bring it on the table.
In principle, would you support
clean
it?
bold.
Bring it on the table.
Let me just wrap this up. Viewers, look, this baiting game will continue between the two till, of course, the facts are made available. Now, Hindu Sen Gupta, I just want to ask you, bringing back all the 8 stanzas, would that make people uncomfortable? Is it because the song itself is communal in nature? And that's why there are a large number of Muslims who want to, in a manner of speaking, want to have some sort of a cleansed, kosher version of this song. I think you're on mute, sir. Yeah.
This will only cause controversy today, Rahul. So many decades of pushing this idea that this is controversial, of telling people and supporting and giving oxygen to this idea that this is controversial. If we never gave that oxygen and never, I think from day one, said that no, now, well, whatever's happened in partition has happened. Now in independent India, this is our national song, end of story. And as you yourself mentioned, clearly Maulana Azad had no problem with it. If Maulana Azad had no problem with it, who are the people who have problem with it? And what is their issue? We have given oxygen to this for so many decades. So of course it's now controversial. We shouldn't have given oxygen to all these days, and it wouldn't have been controversial.
Well, viewers, we've heard this. Perhaps the time has come to move some sort of an amendment and legislate on reinstating the entire song. And then we would know, viewers, who are those in the shadows who will step forth and oppose. Perhaps the time has come. to test those waters. We leave it at that, viewers. Moving on.